45 hours, one roomette, and a cross-country train journey straight across the bottom of America, from Los Angeles to New Orleans. This is the third leg of my round trip across the US by sleeper train. And yes, we are back in a roomette. But after splashing out on the family room last time, my bank account needs a little breather. This time we're riding the Sunset Limited. It's not one of Amtrak's most famous trains, and I haven't heard much about it myself, but it is one of the longest, running all the way from the west coast to the deep south. Along the way, it slices through desert, swerves past cactus-studded hills, and rolls into cities you'd normally just fly over. And for me, the route ends in one of my all-time favorite spots, New Orleans. It's been years since I last visited, and I cannot wait to soak it all in again. Now, before we kick things off, would you like to do me a tiny little favor? Just pause your scrolling fingers and click that subscribe button. And as a thank you, here's a little dance. Let's roll. I got dressed this morning just in my usual outfit because I didn't pack many outfits for this trip. And since I've been in Target, I've had 4 people go, excuse me, can I have help with this thing? I've had to say, I'm sorry, I don't work here. And it wasn't until being in here for about half an hour that I realized I look exactly like a Target employee. Union Station opened back in 1939, and it blends Spanish colonial and Art Deco architecture with soaring ceilings, decorative tiles, and palm tree-lined courtyards. It's often called the last of the great railway stations. And honestly, it lives up to the hype. It's calm, elegant, and has serious old Hollywood charm. But what really blew me away, the people. One lovely gentleman guided me straight to the Metropolitan Lounge. The lounge, it wasn't massive, nothing like the Chicago Union Station or New York's lounge, but it was cozy and a nice quiet space to hang out and recharge. I arrived super early. I was here around 7:30 p.m. and we didn't board until 9. It's 9 p.m. and we can already go and hop on the train. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's 9:30. We depart at 10, and as far as I can see, everything is running very much right on time. I walked into the room. My bed is made, the bed is down, the blankies are on, the pillows are there, and I have 2 of them. First time actually boarding a train this time of night, so it feels kind of weird. Like I'm all amped up and excited, and I have had a fair bit of free coffee in the lounge, but then that's weird because it's nighttime and it's dark and we're meant to be going to sleep. Who knows what I'll linger around and do? I'm doing it. I'm gonna go check out the cafe car, and if I come back with a wine and... Well, there goes my plan of a nice wine evening in a roomette. So, I guess there's nothing more to do but to hop into my jammies and go to sleep. Good morning! Are you ready for some train facts? Whilst we're cruising along on the Sunset Limited, let's tell you that this train operates 3 times a week in each direction. So you really get a special experience when you ride it. It covers over 1,900 miles and travels through 5 states: California, Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, and finally Louisiana. It's quite the journey, huh? Right now, we're passing through Rincon Valley, and we got an announcement about a little mini castle up on a hill. And apparently, this mini castle on the hill has a tiny train circling it. Apparently an Amtrak employee built it. Definitely not something you see every day. It whizzed by the window so fast I barely got any videos, but here it is. After all of that excitement, it was time for breakfast. I decided to go for the continental breakfast today. A bowl of oats with brown sugar, raisins, and yogurt. Plus you get a tea, coffee, and juice complimentary at mealtimes as usual. This is my first morning on board, first of 2 mornings, and it has been wonderful so far. It's exciting to see how diverse the landscapes are and how they range so incredibly much one from another. Each state is so different. Right now I am speaking to you from New Mexico. This journey is 46 hours almost, about 45 hours and 40 minutes they say on the website. Jose just came around to all of the sleeper rooms as well and took our lunch and our dinner orders. Because we've just changed time zone, we've jumped ahead 1 hour and lunch is already happening now, and I've literally just had breakfast because I went to last call, so I was definitely not hungry for lunch just yet. So I just picked the latest time possible for lunch, which is 2 p.m. And in between, I'm pretty much just going to be staring out these windows. I might even wander back over to the observation lounge. I did have a little peek after breakfast, and it was very quiet. Maybe this train isn't so known as a scenic train, so not as many people sit in the observation lounge. Maybe a lot more people take this train to get from A to B rather than taking it for the views and the journey. I don't know. All these questions I have, just noticing all the difference between the trains, the different types of passengers that you meet on board, and the different reasons for traveling on a train that I'm slowly answering for myself as I take this journey around the country. We have a very large mirror. This seems very, very large actually. And I must admit, guys, unfortunately the tap situation is still very intense. Whenever I press the tap, bam! Water flying everywhere and I'm covered. There are toilet seat covers, there are cups, there's a trash can, we've got some soap, toilet paper, paper towels, tissues, cleaner, body lotion, wash, shampoo, conditioner, soap, toilet, and the shower. Oh, and this is also the first shower where there is being product on the wall, even if it is just conditioner. That's the first time I've seen that. Not bad at all. This is whole extra room I've never seen before. It's like a ladies' lounge. It looks like a powder room. Some seats, a big mirror to put your makeup on, and everything you need. Paper towels, tissues, soap, a couple of sinks, body wash, shampoo, conditioner, lotion. Just finished up lunch, and you guessed it. It was beyond burger time, but guess what? There was no cheese, and I had my heart set on that cheesy goodness melted around that Beyond Meat burger. It wasn't the same. I was sat with an elderly man who really couldn't hear much at all, and I spent the whole conversation repeating myself whilst he said, "Pardon? Excuse me? Pardon? Excuse me? Oh, sorry, darling, I just cannot hear anything." And so kind of gave up on that one. He was a lovely gentleman, absolutely lovely, but he just couldn't hear me. I was also sat with another gentleman who's painfully shy, and I thought I was a little bit shy in these small talk situations, but no, I am not. I asked so many questions, and I was being greeted with one-word answers, and then him looking away. So I tried to keep this up with both gentlemen for about 20 minutes, and honestly, after a while, I gave up, and we just sat there in silence for the entirety of lunch. And on another note, we are about to arrive in El Paso, Texas. I'm gonna hop off for a fresh air break, and honestly, I know it's not in this exact location, but this gives me Breaking Bad vibes. Levick and I have watched that series all the way through, and this honestly feels like I'm in the set of Breaking Bad.
You're goddamn right.
Feels like we're starting to slow down. I feel like we may be getting close.
Welcome to El Paso, everybody, and holy moly, it is hot. I just looked at my weather app as well, and it's 29 degrees Celsius right here. It is so much hotter. I greet you here at the front of the train. Shall we get a nice little photo like we have done for the other rides?
We stopped here for 20 minutes to get some fresh air, and it was honestly such a nice break. I could have stayed longer, just soaking in the views. Oh, and funny, while we were here, there was actually a lady outside selling burritos, and she had a massive line during our entire fresh air break. I guess they were pretty darn good. I even overheard someone saying that this was the burrito state, and oh my goodness. Can we just take a moment to talk about how pretty and colourful these houses in El Paso are? seriously, look at these vibrant colors. This town looks like it's got some serious character. Then I overheard someone say that after El Paso, service on the train can get a little bit spotty. But honestly, with my trusty Sailey eSIM, I was surprised to find that I had pretty darn great service for most of the journey, so no complaints here. After the fresh air break, I made my way back to the observation car to take in the desert views while we still had daylight. And wow, these views were like nothing I'd seen on my other train journeys. Maybe a little bit similar to the California Zephyr. It was so cool. The landscape was so different and I just couldn't help but feel amazed at how vast and how open it all was. I popped my headphones in and started listening to music while the desert rolled by. It was so incredibly relaxing. At this point, some of you may be wondering, how the heck is this lady affording to go around America on sleeper trains? Well, I did save up a lot of pennies before this trip. My beautiful, beautiful husband still has a full-time job at home. Plus, I'm really lucky to be working with some brilliant brands that are helping to support this journey, like today's sponsor, NordVPN. On this trip, I have been catching up on Married at First Sight Australia from the comfort of my train room in the USA. Absolutely wild. When I'm in airports, hotels, or cute little cafes with flaky Wi-Fi, I don't take any chances. That stuff can be pretty risky. Luckily, NordVPN makes staying safe online ridiculously easy with just one click. No hackers, no creepy trackers, and no region-locked drama. I'll be honest, I had absolutely no idea what the heck a VPN was a couple of years ago. Basically, it stands for Virtual Private Network, which means it gives you a private and secure connection, especially handy when you're traveling a lot or working remotely, like me. NordVPN also has what's called Threat Protection Pro, which blocks malware, phishing, and also those annoying pop-up ads. So if you'd like to keep your info safe, stream shows from anywhere, and not worry about silly old Wi-Fi, then you're going to want to head to nordvpn.com/Chloe and Ludwig. You'll get a big discount on the 2-year plan plus 4 extra months for free, and there's a 30-day money-back guarantee. So it's truly risk-free. And then this here is basically the setup during the daytime. Much like my previous roomettes, we have a seat over here. We have a seat over here, and then in the middle is this table, but unfortunately this table is not the cleanest. Ugh. It looks like someone ate butter cake in here and no one's wiped it down, so that's pretty gross. And did I mention there's a lovely big huge window? I caved. I've requested in-room dinner tonight. I think I've hit my socializing wall today, and I just think I'm exhausted from lunch, honestly. So I asked my attendant if I can please have room service delivery, and he absolutely said I can, so that's lovely. All right, it's quite a big package. First up, we have the brie salad, which is what I feel like I go for every single time because it's great. It is great. I love brie, any kind of cheese, and I'm sold. In here, it feels very warm, and I'm pretty sure it's a warm bread roll. Please be butter. Here, my friends, we have a Sauvignon Blanc. Not Chardonnay, because I'm scared that I'm going to have the same thing as I had yesterday. Please be better than last night. I ended up throwing last night's wine away, so it's not the same one as last night, but it's still not good. We have another water, a cup of ice, a cute little packet with a butter, yes, napkin with some cutlery rolled inside, I'm guessing. Oh, cute. Some little salt and pepper sachets. The main event. Tonight I went with the chicken. It looks like it's coming with some gravy and some bees and some little circular carrots. We are stopped at a place called Alpine, and it is so cute. Look at these buildings on this street. There's fairy lights. This looks like a little model home village, and I am obsessed. Well, I have to say it's mighty good to be out and stretching the legs before I tuck into bed. Really appreciate it, and the warmth in the air is beautiful here. Like, it's a perfect cozy blanket of warm air, but not too hot like it was in our last fresh air break. Oh, look at this little street. Look at it, look at it, look at it. I've come back from my fresh air break to my bed. It's all set down, looking glorious as usual, and pretty excited about going to sleep. I woke up somewhere called Siguan, this place. And honestly, I had to zoom out on the map to figure out where the heck I was. Turns out we're still in Texas. Seriously, it's huge and I couldn't believe it. Right above us was Austin, Texas. I've heard so many awesome things about that place. It's definitely on my list of places to visit one day. Today we swapped out the browns of the desert for the green, swampy landscape. The lush views have changed again, big time. We even passed the Colorado River, which is a massive river that stretches about 1,450 miles, starting all the way up in the mountains of Colorado and flowing all the way down to Mexico. I checked the train status and was actually shocked to see that we're running on time. In fact, about an hour early. Honestly, I've said it once and I'll say it again, I have had amazing luck on this trip with the timetable. I have never experienced one of those big long train delays that I hear so much about when it comes to Amtrak. I mean, I have got one more journey left, so things could go terribly, incredibly wrong, but I really hope not. Let's try and keep up this. And I heard that there's been a fatality on the tracks. A lengthy delay is expected. By the way, up there, I've stuffed you up on the shelf with a bunch of towels, just to give you a different gander, a little different perspective at this teeny tiny room. Honestly, last night's sleep was one of the bumpiest I've experienced so far. I was in bed like this. And I kind of tried to stay on my back because if I laid on my side, it was way more wobbly. So I had to get my leg up like this to use as a stopper so I wouldn't roll completely onto my front every single time. Pretty dangerous. Oh, and see, I'm really not lying. I'm not lying about this wobbliness today. Do you know what I just thought about? I think we might have long enough for me to go and get a coffee. And yes, I know what you're thinking. Chloe, you've got free coffee on tap down the hall pretty much all day long, included in this expensive fare you just paid. But hear me out, the coffee on Amtrak kind of sucks. It gives me a caffeine kick, and that's about all. Any opportunity to not drink that coffee and have a different coffee, I will take it. And Houston could be my answer.
Stop of Houston, Texas coming up shortly. If Houston is your stop, please look around your seat, gather up all your personal belongings.
I pulled up Google Maps and spotted a cafe just a 9-minute walk away. What I did not expect, however, was to accidentally stumble into what felt like a cyberpunk neon dreamland. I had somehow found my way into the coolest market space. There was tons of food stalls, like every type of cuisine imaginable, plus plants everywhere. What the heck have I just stumbled across? This place is awesome! I'm so glad I took a little walk outside the train because this is a place I want to come back to. I think it's called Post Market. I have no idea. This is amazing. Look at the staircase. This place was so alive and colourful, it felt like I just walked into another world. They don't really seem to have soy milk so much over here in the US and Canada. So I've had to switch to my oat milk latte since I've been in North America. But that's okay. It's pretty good. I like it. Soy still has my heart though. It's raining for the first time on my trip. It didn't even rain in Seattle when I was there, which I've heard is quite rare. Time to discuss the price of this train. Leave your guesses down below how much you think this tiny roomette cost me traveling from Los Angeles to New Orleans over 46 hours. Because this one cost me $895 US, including my food, including my drink, including my bed, bathroom, shower, everything. I do think that does sound like it's on the more expensive side, considering I traveled from New York City all the way across to Seattle in a roomette for 4 days, 80 hours, almost double this, and it was $1,116, I think, US. So it's not that much more for a lot more journey time. Yeah, I don't know why that is. Maybe this is a popular route. I don't know. Oh wow, look. Right now, folks, we are traveling across Lake Houston. It's pretty huge. And we seem to be going very slow, and we seem to be so incredibly close to the water. Like, look how close that water is to the train. Well, it's beyond burger time. With cheese. Lunchtime rolled around and I was very happy to report that my Beyond Burger, it came with cheese today. Yay! I did specifically ask for cheese this time though. I guess I learnt my lesson from yesterday and it made all the difference. But just as I was settling into my cheesy plant-based bliss, all of a sudden everyone's phones started going off. Like a full-blown emergency alert chaos, one after another. And mine too. Loud alarms, flashing screens. Turns out we were getting tornado warnings on our phone. It's literally raining in between the cars. And I was sitting there munching my burger like, sure, totally normal lunch experience on a train. Welcome to Louisiana. Already, I can see so much swampy looking land. The trees, the plants have turned so incredibly green, and there is so much water all over the ground. There are so many trees in the water. Is that the definition of swamp? It could be. If you're gonna do this journey like me, yeah, be prepared to be sitting down a lot. I'm noticing I'm starting to feel quite sluggish, even on a 2-day train now. So thank goodness, I'm really looking forward to going to the gym tomorrow. Highly recommend booking a hotel with a gym in between, because I've been going 100 at the gym, and honestly my Trainwell app has come in such handy. It's an online personal training program, and Ludwig just celebrated his 150-day streak. He's not skipped one of his Trainwell workouts for that many days in a row. He is loving it so much. He's never had this much of a passion for working out until Trainwell. You have a real human personal trainer. It's not all AI and stuff. You have a real legitimate personal trainer. This video is not at all sponsored by them at all, but we do have an affiliate link down below. Head over there if you're keen. Highly, 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 highly recommend. I love it so much. We are now approaching Lafayette, Louisiana. This is a fresh air opportunity, our last one of the trip. However, apparently now we are running behind schedule. So literally the fresh air break is going to be 3 to 5 minutes. So I'm not going to bother hopping off. We do get off the train in about 3 to 4 hours, depending on how behind we are now. So far what I've noticed in Louisiana is that there are a lot of people chilling out on their porch by the train and just hanging out with friends. It seems like quite a laid-back lifestyle from what I've seen so far. We also passed through lots of cute towns, and one of my favorite things is to look at all the houses. Bridges and mountains and forests are really cool, but I really enjoy looking at houses. I love seeing how each homeowner has decorated their lawn and the quirky ornaments they've chosen, and just imagining who the heck lives there. What do they do for work? Have they lived there their whole lives, or did something draw them to this quiet spot by the tracks? It's the kind of peaceful drifting thought that train travel always invites. We ended up rolling into New Orleans right on the dot at 9:40 p.m. Bang smack on the schedule. So, okay, we didn't end up arriving an hour early like it looked like we might do earlier in the day, but hey, at least we weren't late. Stepping off the train in New Orleans felt like stepping into a whole new world. The warm, humid air hit me immediately, and the sound of live jazz seemed to float on the breeze. Listening to all kinds of live music along the way. Of course, I had to track down some classic New Orleans eats. First up, gumbo. Look at this teeny tiny gumbo appetizer. It's adorable. And naturally, I followed that with a po' boy? Po' boy? Don't know how to say this, but this one was a blackened fish one. And wow, my taste buds were having a party. So good. But can we talk about the fact that you guys over here, you love your side of crisps with your sandwiches and burgers. Finally, I rounded off my food tour with the iconic beignets. Fluffy, sugary, and perfectly messy. Absolutely worth the powdered sugar explosion. And actually not the first time I've tried these. My sister and I ate these at Tiana's Place restaurant on our Disney cruise recently. Thank you so very much for watching, my friends. If you enjoyed this video, please do give it a thumbs up. And I'd also really love it if you subscribe, because it tells YouTube that, hey, this gal, she's doing a great job making these little videos. And most importantly, stay tuned, because in the next video, we are riding all the way back up to New York City in the most expensive cabin Amtrak offers. See you then.